My name is Chien, I'm 26 years old, and I'm a magician from Houston, Texas.
You look more confused than any of us, and I love that.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
You don't have to compare yourself to anybody.
Because I think you're one of the best we've ever had.
Thank you so much.
Hey man,
Hey, hello.
hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing
Yeah.
good. So yeah, let me just tell one thing, just a small thing to my subscribers in my native language. Okay.
Mhm.
So അപ്പൊ guys,
Wait,
ഇതാണ്
say it
എറിക് ചെൻ. ഇതാണ് എറിക് ചെൻ. അപ്പൊ പുള്ളിക്കാരൻ എന്താ പറയാ, ഏഷ്യാസ് ഗോട്ട് ടാലന്റ് വിന്നർ ആണ്. പിന്നെ അമേരിക്കസ് ഗോട്ട് ടാലന്റിൽ അപ്പിയർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ ഫിസും വിന്നർ ആണ്. കിഡിലാണ്. പുള്ളിയുടെ ആക്സും കാര്യങ്ങളുടെ ലിങ്ക് ഞാൻ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷനിൽ കൊടുത്തേക്കാം. പിന്നെ and the magicians and mentalists who are watching this, I don't need to tell you who this guy is. You know the level of this guy. So anyway, with that said, let's get started. So man, before I ask you anything related to your magic acts and your magic performance, like tell us about your journey in magic.
My journey in magic. Well, so I started magic in high school. So when I was 16. So yeah, so I started magic when I was 16, and I didn't really get to do it professionally until 2016. So 4 years ago. But when I started magic professionally, I was the consultant. So I was behind the scene. I was just helping other magicians create magic. And then 2 years ago, in 2018, I decided to become the performer myself. And that's when I really started doing shows. That's when I competed in FISM, Asia's Got Talent, and just everything else.
Oh
So
wow!
it's
So then,
a pretty short journey for me for now, yeah.
oh, like who is your inspiration in magic, by the way?
My inspiration?
Yeah.
Um, I started magic by watching Cyril Takayama.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I love his style of magic. Like, he goes on the street and he does street magic. Everything just looks so casual and unplanned. So that was, it just seemed amazing. It just seemed like real magic to me. So, I've been following his work for years, and it's so nice to actually be friends with him now. Well, I call it friends, but I only see him like once a year.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's pretty fun. I love him.
And yeah, so basically your FISM performance changed your entire life, right?
My what?
Your FISM performance changed your life, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, so like how was the FISM experience, winning that moment?
Oh man, it was so stressful. So 6 months before FISM, I decided to quit the consulting job, and I decided to focus fully on FISM Act. So for 6 months, I didn't have any income at all, and I was just spending money, just making props and paying rent and everything, and I had zero income. And for me, FISM was like my only chance, like my only opportunity to become a performer. And because I had no experience performing before this, it was really crazy for me. But anyway, so I spent 6 months preparing my FISM Act, and I was hoping I would get at least top 3 in FISM. So when I flew to FISM, I was just incredibly nervous because everyone there is, they've been doing magic for 20 years, 30 years. Like, they're all the people that I see online and on DVD and everything. So just after getting off the plane, I see like Ryan Hayashi, I see Will Tsai, I see just all these famous magicians, and I was just really scared because I was a nobody back then. But yeah, so I just did my best. So throughout the entire 5 day of FISM, I didn't really attend any of the events. I just stayed in my hotel and practiced for like 5 to 8 hours every single day. So I missed the entire FISM, and I only showed up for the competition.
Oh, you only showed up for the competition and you won it, right? That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, like, man, you said you have less experience in the magic industry, like doing it professionally. But still, how you manage to create such mind-blowing routine? I mean, what was your thought process creating this kind of, because everything is so synchronized. Like, taking coin, changing into cards, changing the color, taking it, the dress color is changing. I mean, wow, literally, it's like watching a camera trick, man. Watching a camera trick. Even if even if we put it on like we are magicians, like, and we badly want to figure the secret, right? And we used to watch it in the slow motion on YouTube, right? And even watching it on slow motion, we still can't figure it out. I mean, that's how perfect it is. So, how did you manage to create such mind-blowing routine?
So I think the first thing is that because I had experience creating magic, I was a consultant back then. So I was already in the mindset of creating magic. So thinking outside the box was just a everyday thing for me because that was my job. And for me, because I used to work for a magician called Yif, Y-I-F. I don't know if you've heard of him.
YIF, yeah.
Yeah, so I used to work with him, and I created a few tricks for him, and I was heavily influenced by his performance style where everything is just visual and everything has a story. Because I feel like magic is way more than just showing off my skills or showing people how good I am at this thing. But I feel like magic needs a story behind it in order to make it more meaningful. Because I want the spectator to watch my magic and actually feel something feel an emotion in them and not just be like, oh, you're so cool. So that's why I decided to create this routine and make a story out of it. And hopefully people watching it can be like, oh, it's really, his sleight of hand, his effects are really visual. At the same time, they can watch my act like they're watching a movie. They can watch, like, I want people to watch my act like they're watching a movie because I want them to know that there's a beginning, middle, and an end, and there's climax, and there's just all these scenes in there.
Because that's what I mean, the perfection. I mean, the way you start the act is how the way you end it up. I mean, you come up with a box and you open it, and that's how you end the act, right?
Yes.
That's really, really amazing, man. And like, how many years it took for you to create that single act?
6 months.
Only 6 months for you to create that act?
Only? 6 months seems pretty long.
I mean, like, for many people, it took maybe like years to create this kind of wonderful act. And
that is true. For me, I just got lucky, I guess, because I had the right inspiration and I was at the right place at the right time, and just everything came together so perfectly for me. I'm sure, like, I know there's a lot of people at FISM that competed once or twice or even 3 times at FISM, so it's been like 12 years for like 9-10 years for them. But for me, all I have to say is that I'm just really lucky, and I was able to get the inspiration for this routine right before FISM, so I was really lucky.
Being able to win FISM is a different experience, and being able to win Asia's Got Talent is a different experience, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Because you are competing with other talents from all over the world. Because in FISM, you are only competing with the talent that you got, magic. And other competitors are magicians. But being able to go to Asia's Got Talent and winning is, there music is there, dance is there, acting, mimicry, magic, everything is there, right? So, my question is, how was the feeling? I mean, did you do the same act on Asia's Got Talent for winning it?
So for Asia's Got Talent, there's three. There's the audition, there's the semifinals, and there's the finals. So we had to come up with 3 different acts, and I wasn't the one that signed up for Asia's Got Talent. My friend actually signed up for me, and it was during FISM because I was so busy during FISM, I didn't have time to sign up. So my friend signed up for me. And one day I just got the email saying that, oh, you're in the audition for Asia's Got Talent. And I'm like, what the heck? I didn't sign up. But anyways, but I'm really grateful that my friend actually did it because if he didn't sign up for me, then I would never have won Asia's Got Talent. But anyways, so for the audition, I actually did Imagination Coin, and that was like my second time performing that routine live. And there were a lot of like even throughout the whole three competitions, there were a lot of stuff that I've never faced before because I'm so used to I'm used to going to magic conventions. I'm used to performing for other magicians. Suddenly, I had to sit in front of 3 judges on live television. It was really scary for me. So the experience is completely different, and it was especially the grand final because it's live. Magic during a live show is like really, really intense. Like if you know what I mean, right? Because one mistake, then you're on TV. It's on TV forever. You can never take it off. So it's scary.
And bro, the one thing which I want to ask is like the kind of magic that you do, because there are different genres in magic, like close-up, conjuring, illusion, street magic, parlor type magic, right? And in close-up magic, normally not the kind you do. The point is that we can do the secret part using our misdirection and using our talking, right?
Yeah.
And when we talk, we can easily misdirect the audience and do some crazy stuff. I mean, like that. But the act that you do, the kind of performance that you do, the main important thing is angles. I mean, the angle, camera angles and all. So how you manage to do the act when there are cameras around you on like Asia's Got Talent? Because on Asia's Got Talent, there will be many cameras out there, right?
Yeah.
So like how you manage that situation?
So I think the thing that people don't know is that for any Got Talent, there is rehearsal. So I think a lot of people think that we just go on stage with no rehearsal and no lighting preparations. They just go on and perform. No, that's not true. You actually do get rehearsals because that's how the cameras get the right angles for everything. So it's mainly just talking with the producers, with the team, and then just telling them what you want, and then actually going on stage and telling them, oh, you want it from this angle, you want it from that angle, you want lighting changes during this part, blah blah blah. But of course, everyone only gets like 2 minutes on stage time, so you have to be fast.
So rehearsal time is only 2 minutes.
I don't remember the exact time, but I know it's nowhere over 5 minutes, I think. For the audition, at least.
So basically, your kind of magic is mainly, visual and especially competitive type magic, right? So when you booked for an event, for let's say a corporate event or a big stage show, is this the same that act you do, or you do talking and doing magic? Like
for corporate shows, I do a lot more talking because the corporate shows that I get are usually just they want me to talk about their new products, their new whatever that they created. I do a lot more talking, but then most of the corporate shows, they usually want me to start with my FISM act because that's the viral act these past 2 years. So everyone wants to see my FISM act first, and then they go into the corporate stuff.
That's crazy. And when you do stand-up close-up, especially, that's what we should say, stand-up close-up magic. That's where you talk and do magic, right? So in that kind of thing, what are your favorite effects to do?
My favorite stuff to do?
Favorite stuff to do for talking and doing magic?
Oh, it depends, because for every corporate show, it's always different. Usually I would design a completely new thing for each event. So it's never the same.
But still, when you do kind of show, which is your favorite effect to do always? Not the FISM act, but when you talk and do magic, which is your most favorite effect to do?
I have no idea. See, now that you ask me, I have no idea because I haven't really performed in the entire 2020. I didn't perform. So
because of this COVID, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really remember anything. Honestly, I don't remember anything. It's been too long. Yeah.
Okay, fine. And yeah, what's the advice that you can like give it to the magicians to be, create a routine? I mean, being able to create one single effect is always different, and being able to create a routine is always, because when we create a routine and act, especially to win the level of FISM, the music should be synchronized with the act. It should be go with the flow. I mean, everything should be connected. The act
Yeah.
should be like out of box next level, right? And that's a different case when we create a one single effect, because when we create a one single effect, we just have to create, like, give importance to the method and some other elements and the main effect. But a routine means we have to create like different methods, different things, different
Yes.
materials, and we have to put all those together, and we have to think about angles, we have to think about music, a lot of stuffs in it. So what's the best advice you can give to the competitive magicians out there to create a wonderful routine, and especially to create a routine which will help to win the level of FISM?
So I can speak from my experience, but I know for sure it doesn't apply to everyone because everyone thinks differently and everyone performs differently as well. So for me, like I said, I love telling stories through magic. So for me, I write the story down first. So I don't think of any magic effects. So my mind is completely blank. So I think like a layman. So I write down my story of what I want the audience to see, and then after the story is done, I start adding in effects that I think belongs in this story. So let's say, for instance, my story for my Fizzin map is basically just saying that human is greedy, right? So for my Fizzin map, it's basically talking about greed. Like we would find, I don't have my box right now. Let's pretend it's my box, my Fizzin box. So
Okay.
I find something very magical, something very innocent. Like, what was my story? Let me think. So it's basically just saying that human nature, when we find something innocent and beautiful, we enjoy it for the first few times, and then later on we will find a way to exploit that thing. So let's say we find a forest. We think, oh, the forest is so beautiful. But then a few years later, we're like, oh wait, we can cut the trees down. We can destroy this entire thing for wood, for paper, for money, basically. So the same thing for my Fizzin Act. I find something so beautiful, I play with it, and I discover what it does, and it's so magical. But then at the end, I realize, oh wait, I can make money from this. So then I put my own coin in there, and I start making a lot of money, and then I ended up destroying this innocent, beautiful thing, and I just end up losing everything. Like how we destroyed the forest, and now we're trying to rebuild it because of what we've done. Yeah.
Okay. So basically in that routine, the character that you chose, I mean, that's one of the important element, I guess, because not only you give importance to the act, but you also give importance to the character that you are going to play.
Mhm.
Because in the act, your character is like, you even don't know what is happening. Like,
Yes.
oh. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
it's not like you are doing magic. It's like you are experiencing the magic together with the audience.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so is this kind of a character that you intentionally decide to create it, or it just naturally comes?
It's just because it fits with the story. Because, like I said, usually when we find something, like I just found this box and I don't know what it is. So for me, I wrote the story that I find this thing and then I want to figure out what it is. So I try to figure it out with the audience. So of course, my character is not a magician. It's just a normal person that found this box.
Okay.
So I guess it's intentional. Yeah. It just fits
Yeah.
the story.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Cool. Cool. That's crazy. And like, what kind of act we have to like? I mean, like, how do we win FISM? So because there are many artists like who come up with the stuff that you do, but if you want FISM, it means you are different from others in many ways. That's why you want FISM, right? Because everyone is talented in their own way. So what's that key element, or what's the main element from your experience? What's the main element in FISM? What's the element in an act to win FISM?
Okay, so in my opinion, I feel like it's really hard to judge or to give a score to a performance art because everyone has different opinions on different things. So maybe in 2018, the judges liked my act more compared to everyone else. So when I win FISM, I don't think I'm better than anyone. I just think that, oh, this year the judges like my act compared to everyone else's. But next year, if I do the same act with everyone else, it's always going to be different because there's always different judges that's going on FISM, right? So winning FISM doesn't mean I'm better than anyone else. So it just means that the judges prefers my act for this year, for this time. But there is a criteria, or there is a scoring sheet for FISM judges, and they're based on your performance style, your sleight of hand. I forgot what else. Yeah, I forgot what else. But there's I remember there's 5 things that they judge you on, but I only remember sleight of hand, your performance, your expressions, and everything, your performance.
Dress code, is it a matter?
Dress code, I'm not too sure. I doubt they would. I think that's part of your performance. You have to dress the part, you have to dress your character. So I forgot what the rest is, but I'll search it up online later.
And I heard that, if you want to participate in FISM competition, we also have to win any other international award, right? I mean, international competition to get into FISM, is it?
So there's FISM World, there's World FISM, and there's FISM Asia, the FISM America, FISM Europe. You have to go to the regional FISM first and get in the top 10 or I don't know top how many, but you have to compete. In order to compete in World FISM, you have to compete in FISM Asia or FISM Europe or America.
So in FISM World, only in FISM World, magicians are coming all over the world, right?
Yes.
And FISM Asia and FISM other stuff, in other segments, they are only doing regional magicians, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the position you got in FISM World, right?
What?
You won in FISM World, right?
Yes.
Man, crazy.
Lucky.
And I love your simplicity. I mean, you won in FISM World, and you are I don't think I am better than anyone. I thought the judges like me. I mean, you're so humble and simple, and I really like that. I mean, not everyone have that kind of simplicity around them. And who were the by the way, let me ask you something. Who were the judges in FISM Act when you participated? You forgot.
Michael Vincent, Liu Chen, Hort Wu. That's all I remember. I know there's 3 more. There's 6 judges in close-up.
There's 6 judges.
There's 6, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Before we get into the next questions, we would love to watch one of your effect. I mean, if you can perform something, it will be great.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so I haven't done coin magic in almost 2 months.
I'm excited. Wow.
I just haven't done anything in the past few months.
That's great. That's fine.
Camera. Coins. So that was part of my imagination coin routine, and I've been doing it for 3 years now.
Wow. If I'm clapping, it is kind of dishonoring you. I mean, it's just, I mean, clapping is not enough for this. I mean, yeah, amazing, crazy.
Yeah.
It was it is like watching a camera trick, bro. I mean, if people are watching this, they will think that we edited this video. So that's how perfect it is. Crazy. So is it something that you released in the market, or you just kept it to yourself?
I will release this very, very soon.
Oh, Okay. So you haven't
in-
posted any video of this on internet?
What?
You haven't posted any video of this thing, right?
No, but in a lot of the other previous interviews, I told people that I'm going to release this. So it should be out within at most 2 months.
Uh-huh. And the name is Imagination Coins.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Okay. Yeah, and when you do, like, in the standing situations, when you do coin magic, what are the routines that you do basically? In the standing situation, I mean, not on sitting on near a table, but
I honestly don't do any coin magic.
on standing situation.
No,
Okay.
I just don't do any coin magic at all.
Okay.
But recently recently as in like 7 months ago, I have been playing around with I don't know if you know this effect, but it's basically just a shot glass and a cup, and coin penetrates through into the shot glass.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I have been playing with that, and I wouldn't call that really standing situation, but other than that, I don't really do any coin magic at all.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. If I ask you to name 5 of your favorite magicians, it could be close up, it could be stage, it could be like a TV performance, whatever the genre is, it doesn't matter. Just name 5 of
Alright.
your favorite magicians.
Okay. So I'm not gonna name like all the obvious ones, like all the big name ones, like Liu Chen, David Copperfield, David Blaine. Like I'm not gonna name any of those because
Okay.
everyone already knows them. So I'm gonna name a few that's not like famous, but I just love their magic. DK from Korea.
Okay.
So if you don't know him, he went on Fool Us recently. DK. He did the shadow act. It's so beautiful.
Okay.
Sung Kim, another Korean magician. Oh
Okay.
my gosh! Every magician that I'm gonna name is from Korea. Reed Chung.
Okay.
Chung. So all these 3 magicians I just named, they were in FISM with me, and they all won.
Uh-huh.
I forgot what place, but they're so good. Number 4. I can't really think of anyone. Who else? Okay, fine. Liu Chen. I love him.
Okay.
I can't think of anyone right now. Oh crap. Oh, come on. I forgot his last name. Juan something. Oh my gosh, I forgot his last name. But if you guys remember, in 2015 FISM, there was a Spanish magician that actually stood up against FISM and he made a speech, and it was a beautiful speech.
Okay.
Do you have any idea? No?
No idea.
Okay. Just Google Juan 2015 FISM, and you guys will see him make the speech.
Okay.
He's
Like
just
just
such a
one,
nice
right?
guy. He loves magic so much.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll look up onto him.
Yeah, he is just an amazing guy. His passion
Okay. I
for
know.
magic is so
Yeah.
inspiring.
It's like kind of like little bit hard to pronounce Korean names. I mean, for like Indian people especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like kind of like tongue twisting, and it's so funny, even for like maybe you can't pronounce Indian names. Just let's have some fun. My name is Bharat. Try to pronounce it.
Say it again. I'm gonna read from him. Oh my
Bharat.
gosh! What? Say it again.
Bharat.
I'm not gonna try. No, I'm not gonna try. I don't wanna hurt your feelings.
No. That's fine. Just try it. I mean, anyway,
I have no idea how you just.
it is like I will say it slowly. Bharat.
Can you go like one syllable at a time?
Bharat.
But what?
I'm so sorry. I can't control my laugh. This is
It's okay.
Bharat. Bharat.
Right. But
Ba.
I have no idea what
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah, I'll say slowly. Ba,
Ba,
ra,
area.
ba, ret. Yeah, you can call
Okay.
me Ba.
You should think of a new stage name. Like you should have a stage name that everyone can pronounce. I think that'd be easier for you to get your name out there. No, I'm pretty serious.
Yeah, I will manage it. I mean, yeah, after the interview, we can talk about that. So we will come to the section. Okay. If I am calling you a legend, maybe you won't admit it because you are that kind of simple and humble. And maybe if I call you as a legend, you will say like, I am not a legend because your character is like that. But still, I am considering you yourself as a legend. But my question is that, being able to go in the being able to reach in the top, I mean being able to become a legendary, is it necessary to win FISM, or without winning FISM, without winning a competition, can a magician be a legend?
Yeah, of course. Like, just think of David Blaine, David Copperfield, Liu Chen. They never won FISM. At least I don't think they won FISM before. They don't need to win FISM for anything. Like FISM is just something for yourself. It's not about winning FISM that makes you a good magician. So I don't know. I feel like FISM isn't necessary to be what you just said. FISM is just something for yourself. It's for your own satisfaction that you get the trophy or not.
Okay, for our achievement and for our credibility, right?
Yeah. So you can be a great magician without winning any awards. So I think it doesn't like winning awards doesn't really do much for you.
So basically you are telling that awards doesn't mean that, I mean awards doesn't make, without winning awards and without winning competition, can a magician be a legend, right?
Yeah, of course.
And
Yeah.
also like in my perspective, the people who, the magicians who create magic, I mean who discover some new methods and all, they earn so much respect than the performers who do magic. I mean in the industry, but not in like public, because for public they only remember the performers, not the creators, because creators are underground, right? Public doesn't know them. But is it really necessary for a magician who has so much experience and still doesn't create any magic, and is it necessary that we should create something for the industry?
Oh, that's a tough question. For me, you would have to have a lot of your own creations in order to stand out and not rely on. It really depends, I think. Huh. I feel like in this industry, like even for singers and everything, like when singers, when they sing a song, it doesn't mean that they wrote the song. There's a lot of people, songwriters, that help them write the songs, but they're just the ones singing it. But no one knows who the songwriters are because no one really cares, right? So I think same things for magic. Even when someone performs on TV and you know that that's not the thing that he created, but the people behind it will never get the credit. So in my opinion, I feel like a really good, like a well-respected magician needs to have their own creation. Like, I don't even know how to explain this, but I feel like having your own creation is very important in magic.
Yeah, so that's it, because I was having actually thinking about this thing, so that's why I asked you. Yeah, it's better to have some of our creation. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And what about so do you do online shows recently? I mean,
Did I do what?
online shows,
No.
because no, you don't
No.
do. Yeah. So if I ask you, like, according to you, like from your experience, from your point of view, because every performers have their own point of view about magic. So from your point of view, where do you see the future of magic will be? Because right now, in this COVID time, every magicians and mentalists all over the world, to earn money, they are blending into this online platform. And I don't know when things will go back to normal, because magic is all about interaction. It's all about that moment. and everything is coming into this small device and small screen. So where do you exactly see the future of magic?
Honestly, I think after the whole pandemic, I think everything will hopefully just go back to normal because magic is meant to be watched live in person. It's not supposed to be through a screen. It's not supposed to be posted on YouTube and everything because posting magic videos on YouTube, although it's fun for people, but then because of the YouTube platform, you can watch the video 10,000 times and you can slow it down to like what 20% of the speed. So it's making video magic is very unfair for magicians, I guess. I would put it that way because of what I just said, because you can view it 10,000 times and then people will eventually catch on to what you're doing. So that's one of the reasons why I never post anything on any social media, just because for me, I feel like my goal isn't to get famous or well known from anything, so I don't really care about my social media. I do want to share magic, but I don't want to share magic through video. I want to share it through live performances because that's what's important. Because experiencing it live is completely different than watching a video. I'm sure every magician will have to agree to that, right? And so I'm just hoping that after this pandemic, every magician can still go outside and perform live and amaze people, everything like that. And I don't know, just for me, I just wish that magic can.
Yeah, what you said is true. What you said is true. But I think if you are selecting the kind of effects which cannot be backtracked, I mean, then it is okay to make video. For example, let's say some kind of mentalism video or mind magic related stuffs. Because even if we watch the video 10,000 times, we cannot know how it's done. Like in the video, it's like think of something, and the person said what they are thinking, and like we cannot like find the secret, right? And some effects, like let's say there are many card tricks, right? There are many card tricks that before even the performance, the method, the secret part happens. So even in the video, if they watch it, they can find it out. So I believe it all depends upon the selection of effects that we choose to make videos, right?
Yes, that's why it's very limited. It's very limited to what type of magic you do. So for me, because I love doing visual magic, I love doing a lot of misdirections and everything. For camera, it's not always that easy. So because you can't misdirect the camera unless the entire camera moves and pans with your movement, then that's fine. But if you're just sitting here with the camera facing me and I'm doing magic right here and I'm trying to misdirect you, it's impossible. Like you might miss it the first time, but if you replay it, you will catch on eventually. And the thing with visual magic, like for just anything, I don't know. Let's say I'm doing a Cardini change like that, right? If you slow it down, I know in person you can never see the change happen, but if you slow it down, you can actually just see the card, go down.
Yeah.
So I think that's the problem with a lot of the visual magic, because usually a lot of it used like flash or everything like that, but if you slow it down, you can see everything perfectly.
Okay.
That's my opinion. So it might not be true for everything, but a lot of the magic, it's just hard to be viewed on camera.
And let me ask you this: that what you said is correct. It's true though. And just now, when you were talking about the visual magic stuffs, just now, like randomly something pops out in my mind. The thing is that in your FISM act, in the act which I saw on YouTube on like America's Got Talent, the same act is what you did on FISM, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when I watched the video, 2 to 3 things fooled me very badly. Okay, I'm not gonna say that everything, but 2 to 3 things. One is like taking the ribbon, moving it, and card became small and you just took off that piece, right?
Yeah.
That thing. And the dress change, even though there will be methods, but still it's just so fast and so visual. So these 2 things, like how did you come up with this idea? I mean, like, is there an inspiration for you to make this idea? Anybody?
So I actually, when I came up with this idea, I didn't really like my ribbon act, because everything was so predictable. Like whatever I put in the frame, everything just turns into whatever's in the frame, right? So back then, when I thought about this act, I didn't like it at all. But then I just started thinking, what if I add something that's not expected, like my shirt or something so visual that people will have to like the effect. So I just keep adding a lot of visual effects that forces people to stay watching, keep watching my act. And the clothes change, actually one of my friend gave me this idea very long time ago about clothes changing colors. I'm like, oh, I should take that idea and put it in this routine. So I did. I do keep trying to create a lot of unexpected moments in my act, but because of the rules for my act, everything is just predictable. You know, whatever I put in here is going to be a coin, but you just don't know how. So I try to make things very, very visual and very impossible.
Okay. Yeah. Talking about that, like, about the thought process of creating a routine, there are like two kind of magicians or two kind of consultants, right? Some are like, if they get an idea, they will share it with their very close friends, very close magic friends, and they will discuss about then, and the idea and the creativity will expand. You know, like for example, if I'm saying something to my friend, magic friend, he will say better idea than me, and then I will correct it. Then he will recorrect me, and we will come up with a like brand new thing. And there are some people, some magic creators, they don't discuss with anyone. They just sit by their own. They will come up with that and they will work on it and they will develop everything. So what kind of person are you? If you are you a person who likes to share with your very close friends, or are you a person who keeps everything to yourself? And if you share things with your close friends, who it will be? And if you don't, just say it.
Okay. So for my FISM act, I didn't share it with anyone because for me, like I said, competition, like competing is for me. It's not for anyone else. It's just for me. Like I want to win because it's an achievement for myself. So I don't want any help from anyone. I did think about sharing it to a few friends here in Beijing, and I did wanted to share it to Lu Chen for him to watch. But then I realized that he's one of the judges, so I don't want to show him the video, and I didn't really want to show anyone else because I want them to be surprised when they first see it at FISM. So for my FISM, I can't show anyone. But my other stuff, like my other products or my other routines, my not for competing, that I would show them and then have them give me their opinion. But usually the friends that I show, they don't really help me with anything. They just say it's good or bad. So they don't really do much. Yeah.
So man, so basically at the according to what you said, I just came to know that you mainly do everything by your own without anyone's help. And if you are able to do that, I believe you are a kind of a person who reads lot of stuff, right?
That does what? Sorry?
You read a lot, right?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't. No. I don't really read any books at all, and I don't watch any other magic product videos. Because
Okay, bye.
so my reasoning behind not buying other people's product is because not because I'm cheap, I don't want to buy anything, but it's more like I don't want my mind to be influenced by their method of magic. So for me, as you can see, I have all the tools I need over here, all the props, 3D printer, laser cutter, I have everything I need at home. And I can just make whatever I want at home. And I don't want to copy other people's idea. That's why I just avoid watching their stuff completely. Do you understand? I don't know if you understand my way
I
of
understand.
thought.
I understand. I am
Yeah.
like shocked. I am really surprised. I mean,
Because let's say, yeah, I can, yeah.
because you are the first person who said that you don't read. Because till now, every performers I interviewed, I mean, every magic creators or performers or whatever, they all said me that they read a lot, they research a lot, and that's how they get creative. That's what every single performer told me, that they read a lot, they research a lot, they look up onto the classical methods, and that's how they get more ideas. And you are like, you don't read anything, you don't look up onto other people, then how you get ideas? How?
watch movies, watch whatever. You just, I mean, everyone has an imagination. Like I'm sure everyone has some sort of imagination, and everyone has a thought of what magic should look like anyway. So for me, I just use my imagination. Like if I want something to flow, if I want something to change, I just think about what it should look like in real life, and then I just try to mimic it.
Crazy.
So
I mean, that's
let's say
brilliant.
So I mean, I of course for me, I learned all the foundation of magic. Like I learned the basics and I mastered all the basic stuff before I stopped purchasing stuff. So you
Yeah,
have to
so
have
like,
really good.
which were your reference? I mean, which books and which things you read as a foundation?
It's been like 6 years since I bought anything. Um, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Like, what was the first trick that you learned? First magic trick.
Okay, the first thing I bought for magic, it's Dan and Dave, the trilogy.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah, you know it. So it's a really good DVD. It's a really good set of DVDs, but it's not for beginners. I didn't know that. So because I thought Magic was just doing cool sleight of hand and stuff, but I didn't think it would be that hard. So when I first bought the trilogy, I didn't learn anything from it because it was so hard because I just started out. Um, I don't know. I feel like I don't really watch much. I just practice by myself. I did
So
learn how to
so you
do.
also didn't buy any books, magic books as well.
Yeah, I didn't read. I To be completely honest, I never finished any magic books before. I have a
Never
few magic
finished,
books,
right? I
but
mean,
I
never
only
finished
read a few
means,
pages. Huh?
yeah, never finished, right? I mean, at least you could have read some pages, right?
Like at most 3 pages. Like I bought what was it called? Something card technique.
Okay. Expert card technique.
Yeah, expert at technique and card table. I bought those two. I read like two
Yeah,
pages and I
just a
put
sec,
it down.
just a sec. Hold it. So, is this the one you are saying?
Yes. So I do have books, but I read like 2 pages and I got really bored of it. Not because it's not good, it's just I feel like I have problem reading stuff. Like my attention span is just really short. I just hate reading stuff. But I do encourage other people to read because we learn differently. Like everyone learns in different ways. For me, I just learn by not learning. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, I'm really surprised, man, because every performer used to say that they watch others and they read a lot. They read so many stuffs, and that's how they get knowledge and they get creative. And I believe that because when people read things, their knowledge increases. But you are
Mhm.
saying that you don't read anything, you don't look up on other stuffs, and
Yeah.
you are
So
using.
my knowledge for a lot of methods, I don't know.
So, like, if you watch some other performers doing magic, do you used to get fooled by that because you don't look up onto other people's method, you don't read a lot, so there are chances that some methods you don't know, right? So, do you used to get fooled by magicians?
Not very often. Like, yeah, not very often. No.
And you
Sometimes,
don't read anything, you don't look up onto other people's product, and you just use your imagination, and you don't get fooled by people, right? I hate you in a very good way. I hate you.
jeez.
I mean, in a very good way because it's so like I don't know what to say, man. I mean, I just totally went blank because even it's how hard for me to hear this because I don't prepare a set of questions also for the interview. And when you just said this, my mind went like it just got exploded, man. Yeah. So what you said is really amazing, man. I mean, it's our mind. We have to do it for our own, so we should not depend others. You have to use our imagination. And the one point you said is very, very important, I guess. I mean, just imagine what you want to look like for the magic in real, for the
Yeah.
public, and just mimic it using your imagination.
Because what I realized was when I used to watch other people's stuff and learn when I used to learn, I was so restricted by their method only, and I forgot what magic should look like because I only remember what they made it look like. For me, I feel like the image is very, very important. That's why I made everything look visual because that's for me. I create things that I. Have you seen my chocolate act?
Yeah. Crazy fun.
So for me, I love the image. Like that was what I wanted to create. I feel like magic should be like that. So I just thought of a method to produce the cube. For magic, the image that you want to see is very important. So don't be restricted by the sleight of hand that you can use or the props that is already there. You have to think of your own new method in order to achieve what you want to achieve.
So basically, let me ask you this. According to what we spoke, it's all about discovering different kind of method. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're good at sleight of hand or not, right? I mean, if there is something, a method which we can compensate the sleight of hand, it will be good, right?
Yeah, it just depends on what image you see in your own head. I don't know. For me, I just always think about what if I had real magic? If I had real magic, what would this look like? If I want to produce fire from my hand, do I need a lighter first to light my hand on fire and then produce the fire? That'd be kind of stupid. I should just be able to grab fire from my hand like that if I had real magic. So don't be limited to the methods that are in the market now. You have to have your own ideas and think of new ways to have a bigger breakthrough in magic, you know?
And also, it's okay, right? I mean, if it uses some gimmick or if it is angle restricted, that's fine, right?
Yeah, the method doesn't matter. Like how you achieve the effect does not matter.
Yeah, and also even if it is angle restricted, also it doesn't matter, right?
It all depends on what you're using it for. Like if you're doing it for the camera, who cares about angles? You can just adjust the camera. But if you're doing it on TV, then you have to make sure that it's appropriate for TV. Make sure that the audience isn't seeing what's done to your, make sure the audience doesn't see what you're doing. Okay. So it all depends on what situation you're in. But if you're doing it for camera, make it really angle sensitive. Who cares? No one's gonna see.
Yeah, that's true. That's like completely true what you said. Yeah, talking about that, do you do any kind of I mean, what you do is just out of the world. It's completely great. But like I said, there are different kind of branch in magic, right? I mean, the kind of things what you do is very visual, and especially this kind of act that you do is competitive type magic, right? And visual and all. And there is also impromptu magic, right? So have you ever if I am asking you which is your favorite, then you are not gonna answer it because you will probably say you don't know which is your favorite. Just because I talked to you to how many minutes? Yeah, mm-hmm. Because it's been a 57 minutes. Now I came to know about your thought process, because if I'm asking about which is your favorite, what is your favorite, who is your favorite, you are gonna say I don't know. So let me be honest here. So do you ever do any kind of impromptu kind of magic, impromptu stuffs at any occasion? Because for example, let's say, okay, let me just make this clear. You went to a friend's party with your friends, or a birthday or a function. You don't carry table with you. You don't carry your props with you. You are just there, and they know that you are Eric Chien, Asia's Got Talent winner, FISM winner, the man who appeared on until the finals of AGT. And they're definitely not going to ask you to sing or dance. They are just going to ask you, can you show some magic? And in that scenario, what you will do?
So usually for these situations, because whenever I go outside, it doesn't matter who I'm going with or where I'm going, I carry at least one thing with me, one magic stuff with me, but something that's impromptu. So do you know double cross?
Double cross. Yeah.
Sharpie.
Yeah, taking the X and putting it on the...
Yeah. I carry that with me every single day. It doesn't matter where. If I'm going to the gym, I'm carrying it with me. If I'm going somewhere, if I'm playing something else, I'm carrying it with me. So I carry something that's not cards or coins, but just something that looks very innocent, something that's just like just a normal Sharpie. So I do carry that with me every single day, everywhere. I do used to carry loops. Loops.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, loops is really easy to carry as well because it's in your hand, it's invisible. So I used to carry these two all the thing like every single day, and you can do a lot of stuff with just 2 items.
That's true, because with loops itself, because double cross is like, okay, it's limited to certain things. I mean, we can change in the presentation style, but still, I think comparing double cross and loops have more opportunities, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, yeah. And are you working on like something new? I mean, like, don't just perform. I mean, just tell about your future projects.
I do have one really big project that's coming up, but not really anytime soon. So I'm not going to really say anything about it because it's not happening yet. But right now, I did just start my YouTube channel. I just started like yesterday, actually. I posted my first video on YouTube. And basically, I'm just trying to create magic that people want me to create. So last week, I had my Instagram followers write a suggestion down and just tell me what they want to see. Tell me what they want me to create, and I wrote all of them down in here. And every week, I'm going to try to draw one out from the box, and then try to create whatever effects that I draw.
So what is it there which is drawn right now?
Okay, this one's really stupid. Get the deck of cards out of your nose. So produce a deck of cards from your nose. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Routine with fire. Sharpie production. I don't know. There's some really random ones in here. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do one every week, and I think it'll be fun for me at least.
You are actually using your lockdown in a very different way, right? Because even including me, and let's not talk about me. I mean, there is no point in talking about me, but still, performers around the world, I mean, using their time by usually doing online shows and earning money, and you are like, hiding as like a little lion, and when everything will be over, you will thrive and come up with a lot of cool stuff because you are using it for the creation, right?
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, yeah, okay. So, do you ever do any app-based magic or mentalism effects?
No.
You don't do, right?
No.
Okay, and you don't even like to do, right?
Do I do what?
You don't even like to do app-based magic, right?
Not that I don't like doing app magic, but I just don't have any app magic, and a lot of the app magics are banned in China because a lot of them uses Google Maps, Google, just some other banned websites here, so I can't.
Everything is banned there, right?
Yeah. Like
but I think even though if it is banned, I don't think you will use it. You just have it maybe, but I don't think you are going to use it.
Not really.
Because according to your personality, the style that you're following, I don't think you are kind of like according to what we spoke till this time. I think you are kind of like you want magic to happen how it will be like a movie to the people, right? You want everything to be visual. You want everything to be like real, and that's what. And I really love the fact that the way you see magic is like how if magic is real, what all we can do, and that's all. That's what you are creating it. So that's just amazing stuff, man. So let me ask you one last question, and we can end up the session, okay? Because it's gonna be like frustrating for you. And you're not I know that you will not say that, hey man, let's end this here, because you don't want to hurt my feelings. So I have to say this, that by asking one question we can end up the session. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so just tell us about your very good and bad experience in magic. Okay. Let me be clear here. There is nothing like bad experience, because if in my perspective, in magic, if something goes terribly wrong, if something terribly bad happens, that's kind of like a good thing, because we learn only from our mistakes. But still, like good experience are like, winning, doing a show in front of thousands of people, seeing the lights, hearing this applause, feedbacks, right? So that's what I meant. So just tell us about your very good and the worst experience you ever had in your life, magic life.
Best experience, I would say. I think winning Asia's Got Talent, winning FISM. No, okay. I did perform in this stadium with I think 14,000 people, and that was really cool because I've never performed in a big ass stadium before. It was really cool. It was crazy. I think that was one of the coolest moments in my Magic career, just being able to stand in the stadium performing for them. The worst experience would have to be. I can't really go into details on this one, but I was on Broadway in New York last year in Christmas, and there was this one show. I think it was in the it was a night show, and I just failed miserably, like on Broadway. It was so sad. Like after I got off stage, I just want to kill myself because of how bad the mistake was. It was traumatizing. Yeah.
Was it because of camera angles?
No. It was just my fault. I made a very big mistake, and basically that mistake cost the entire routine to fail. And because it was my FISM act, and because my FISM act I don't talk, so I can't really misdirect or I can't really explain what's going on, like what the changes are. But when I made that mistake, and it was like in the beginning, like the first minute of the routine, I made the mistake and everything else just failed, and I'm like, oh my god, and I have to be on stage for 5 minutes until the music ends, and then I can get off stage. So it was really bad. It was traumatizing.
And what did the organizers say? I mean, the people who hosted that event.
I don't know. I didn't want to talk to anyone after that. I feel like because I know the mistake, like I know what I did wrong, and I was just so embarrassed, and I just didn't want to talk to anyone.
Let me clear this doubt. Okay, there are two kind of mistakes. One kind of mistake is like where the public get to know that it's a mistake, and the second kind of mistake is like only we know that we made a mistake and the public doesn't know.
Everyone knows. Like everyone knows.
Oh man. But I think that's fine because just after that you will never make that mistakes again, right?
Yeah, hopefully. God, no more.
Yeah. Like I'm so sorry for making you remember that incident, but I'm so sorry. Leave it.
No, I can laugh at that now. I can laugh now. But back then, it was like I was crying because it was so bad.
Okay, I understood. So it was like last year, right?
Yeah, it was like 8 months ago.
Okay, yeah, man. Yeah, not a problem, not a problem. Because we are human. At the end of the day, we are a human being. We are not God. So things
Oh, yeah.
things happen sometimes. But leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, man. With that said, I really, really, honored to have you, and thanks a lot, like for giving time for the Indian Magic community to talk about your journey, to talk about your experience and all.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, man, for giving this interview. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank